Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us at McAllen International Airport. It's a great day for us this morning. We have more great news to share with everyone here today. I'd like to start by welcoming all our elected officials. We have with us this morning our Commissioner for District 5, Sebi Haddad. Thank you for being here, Commissioner. And from District 6, we have Commissioner Pepe Cabeza de Vaca. Thank you, Commissioner, for being here. We've also got our City Manager, Mr. Roy Rodriguez, with us this morning. And some of our key partners, we have Keith Patridge, President of MEDC, with us this morning. Some of his team members as well, as Steve Alanius, the President of our Chamber of Commerce, here this morning. Thank you, Keith and Steve, for joining us this morning. And then our airport board is here with us. We have our chair, Anita Moon. And we've also got Chris Artis, one of our board members. Thank you all for being here. Of course, our guest of honor is Congressman Vicente Gonzalez and his team. Thank you so much for being here, Congressman. And Commissioner Eli Torres with Hidalgo County as well. Thank you, Commissioner, as well as one of our McAllen School Board members with us this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. And so we have an official city welcome that will be shared this morning by Commissioner Haddad.
Good morning. Let me pop it up. Thank you to our elected officials, community, staff members of the media for joining us this morning as we extend a very special welcome to Congressman Vicente Gonzalez. This morning we gather once again at McAllen International Airport to share great news. More importantly, we gather to celebrate great business and government partnerships that make our community strong. Thank you, Congressman Gonzalez, for all that you do in Washington to support our local community. McAllen International Airport is the gateway to the RGV, and we appreciate your efforts in securing much needed funding for our program. We look forward to the announcement you will be making shortly, as it is a shining example of local and federal government working together to advance the needs of the community. Thank you, Congressman Gonzalez.
Thank you, Commissioner. We definitely know, Congressman, that it's been a challenging year for us here at the airport as well as throughout our country and community. And we had tremendous impact as a result of COVID, about a 53% drop in passenger traffic and about a 38% drop in revenues to the airport. And so you became a real important asset for us and an important voice for us in DC. You'll hear a little bit more about where we've been and how we're recovering. With us this morning, we've got Mr. Roy Rodriguez, our city manager, who has been leading all of this progress that we are now beginning to see. Mr. Rodriguez, will you join us for a few words?
Good morning. Beautiful day in McAllen. Beautiful day. So thank you, Congressman, for being here and taking the time to join us. We're talking about how busy you must be these days trying to figure out what all's going on in Washington, D.C., but we'll leave all of that stuff to you. And we're happy about what we see on our side. So good morning to you and to everyone. We're happy today to be hosting all of you, starting with Congressman Gonzalez here at the McAllen International Airport. This morning's announcement is a continuation of what we hope will be a strong recovery from COVID for McAllen and for the Rio Grande Valley. Many partners, many players are having a lot to do with this recovery, starting with our Congressman. Congressman, investing in our airport is not just an investment in infrastructure, it is an investment upon which we can grow economic opportunities that impact business, tourism, and overall quality of life for the Rio Grande Valley. 2020 marked a difficult year in which our country and our community faced many obstacles. This certainly was the case for McAllen International Airport. The swift relief actions taken by you and your DC colleagues have played a key role in ensuring that our city is able to do all that it can to ensure a healthy economic recovery. Today, we are happy to share that we are doing just that. We took the $4 million in CARES Act funding made available to us earlier last year, which was awarded in May, and the $3.2 million CRRSA funds awarded in February of 21 to ensure that this airport continue to operate with a heightened level of attention placed on sanitation, social distancing, and everything that we need to do to ensure that our passengers were safe. After last year's drop of 56% of traffic, today we are happy to report that our recovery has not only started, but it is taking off. Passenger traffic reported for April and May of 21 has outperformed 2019. You can applaud. 2019 was a record-setting year, so that says a lot about where we are today. We announced 3 new nonstop routes with 4 extended connections, making the Rio Grande Valley the gateway for travel, especially into Mexico. Summer traffic indicates that this growth will continue. These recovery trends are an important reflection of how our local government remains focused and committed to address challenges and obstacles. We're so happy that you're here today to announce what you're going to announce, Congressman, and we look forward to continuing to work with you to ensure that not only McAllen and our airport, but the entire Rio Grande Valley gets back to where we were. Thank you.
Thank you, Roy. And there definitely is great news. We just got June's traffic counts yesterday, and we continue to see phenomenal growth in the airport passenger traffic reported. We see that we're up 70% from this time last year, so a big applause to that. In addition to that, we continue to lead the RGV, capturing 49% of total market share for the Valley. Without a doubt, McAllen International Airport is a key infrastructure investment, but it also is key to giving that quality of life that is so needed in the Rio Grande Valley. We couldn't have done all of this without that help during that crucial moment. We're working together with the city manager, trying to figure out how to downgrade our cost, how to sit on vacancies, how to make it through, and that first CARES Act announcement was such a relief, so we're so grateful for that. And we know that you continue to support us, and I think that this investment and continued relief investment for airports are crucial because, again, they make an impact in our economic development. Without further ado, I'd like to invite Congressman Gonzalez up to this podium.
Thank you. I'd like to thank everyone who came to today's event, and I want to thank the press and our friends and everyone from the city. Thank you to our city manager, Roy Rodriguez, and to Liz Suarez. Thank you for all you do here at the airport. Mr. Sebi Haddad and Pepe Cabeza de Vaca and Eli Torres and everyone else who's here. I'm delighted to be here with you today to discuss the American Rescue Plan. The funds that I was able to secure for our region and for this particular airport today. I'm proud of the successes that we've had with this administration in bringing infrastructure funding and funding for our schools and funding for our communities and throughout the district. As you know, to date, the United States has administered over 167 vaccines. 2/3 of the American adult population is now vaccinated. And we've invested $130 billion in our schools, over $1 billion in schools here for District 15. So we're very, very proud of the funding that we've received. As of yesterday, child tax credit started hitting bank accounts. It's up to $300 per child if you make less than $150,000 a year. So that helps about 94.5% of children in Congressional District 15 and should bring 50% of children in our district out of poverty. And so it's a huge investment that makes an impact all the way down. We've been able to put shots in arms, monies in pockets, keep businesses open, get kids back to school, and get our economy wide open again. Our unemployment levels are at pre-pandemic lows. Our oil and gas, I know everybody was talking about oil and gas in the last election. Gas is over $75 a barrel, and Texas is thriving again. And our economy, our stock market is back up, and we couldn't be more pleased. As for our airport, which is why we're here, we were able to allocate $5.4 million in this round, and more coming, I promise you. And more coming. The past year, we did our part and stayed home and helped stop the spread of COVID-19. We've done a good job here in our district. We went through a really tough time, as they said last year. I'm grateful to see added flight options, increased passport requests at our district. I know that People are now traveling around the world again, seeing their relatives and loved ones and people they hadn't seen in a while. And with travel confidence growing, these funds will help. Our employees at the airport, essential workers, travelers, and everybody who assists in making this operation successful. It's never easy, and it never takes just one person. It's a family, it's a gathering, it's a village that really creates this operation and makes it the success that it is. This massive injection of capital into our region really has impacted not only the city of McAllen, but every city and every county in our district. And I know we've had some dark days last year, as we talked about. There were times when it wasn't clear how things were going and how they would go, but many of us, as we know, lost loved ones. And I lost 3,000 people in my congressional district and 11 personal friends of mine. And I think probably there's not a single person in this room that wasn't impacted one way or another with this pandemic. And we pray that that never happens again. And we continue asking for everybody to, if you haven't been vaccinated, to get vaccinated and continue following those social rules. I know now we have this variant that's a concern in our community, and we need to continue spreading that and educating people about that and assure that things continue to stay bright. The future here is bright, and I'm honored to represent the city of McAllen as part of my congressional district. I'm proud of the support the American Rescue Plan has brought to our congressional district. And Ellie, since you're here, I want to say we also got $3.7 million for the water retention project in North Hidalgo County. We're going to make some expansions in the Far International Bridge. We got some funding for some other projects here within the city of McAllen, and every city, so I'm not leaving out any city on purpose, every city is receiving something, and we're really proud. We're really proud to do that, and we're going to continue doing that. We have a infrastructure bill that we hope we get passed hopefully before our August break, at least get it through the House and get it into the Senate and hopefully to the President's desk by the fall. And that will be the largest infrastructure injection that we've ever had in American history, but more than that, it's as much as we've ever invested since after World War II. So you're going to start seeing new projects blooming across our district and across the country. And I always say, in the 80s, when I would travel to Europe, it felt like I was leaving a first-class airport and going to a second-class airport. Well, these days, if you fly into LaGuardia from Paris or London or Madrid or another capital in Europe, it feels the other way. We're going to turn things around. This is going to be the largest infrastructure investment in American history. We're going to build roads, bridges, water reservoirs, continue expanding airport operations and make them first-class facilities. And I can tell you that nothing makes me more proud than to continue doing this great work for our district and for our communities, and assure that we have this continued success with the people in our district. Schools have received a lot of funding. I know schools have been very important to all of us, and so we have a lot of great things happening in Rio Grande Valley schools, at our universities. Brighter days are ahead. I feel like we're going through the roaring 20s. We're not going to see a 1929 though, but other than that, I think it's the roaring 20s. It's a huge injection of massive American capital and investments that hadn't been done in a generation or two. And right now we're seeing the results right here in our community. So nothing could make me more proud. Thank you very much for being here. It is my honor to represent you and to do the work that we do in Washington. And sometimes being away from family and friends is tough, but whenever we're able to bring the resources home, it really makes it worth it. So thank you so much. And with that, I'll open it up to any questions the press may have, if the press has any questions.